Hi, this is Jerry King, and I'm back with another segment. And today I'm going to be talking about Feng Shui violations. The main subject is about Lu Chong, or in Cantonese we call it Lo Chong. This is a very touchy subject matter that I've noticed over the years. People think that, oh, this is superstition, this doesn't work. When you see this stuff, it's like they think that you're trying to, like, as a feng shui consultant, they think that, oh, you're trying to scare people into spending money, into getting remedies, and so on and so forth. I've heard all that before. Um, and yeah, it's a very touchy subject matter. I'm sure many feng shui practitioners that are watching this have gone through this sort of criticisms before. But anyways, it doesn't matter. You just ignore the noise. You do your research, and you do what's best, right? Like people see when certain masters talk about these violations in feng shui, and then suddenly you freak out, and they say, "Why are you so negative? It's all negativity here," and blah blah blah. Right? It is what it is, and that's all I'm gonna say. That's my rant. Anyways, moving on this subject matter. What is this Lu Chong? It's very straightforward. It's almost like I have images right after this. Basically the house being in a T junction, right? And basically having the road pierce towards your home, right? It doesn't have to be that. It could be like high rises on the side and basically a road going towards the high rise. So the thing we want to understand is what kind of impacts does it have on people living there? Um, it doesn't have to be people. It could also be businesses. What kind of impacts? What does it look like? And is it always bad? No, it's not always bad. That's why I'm not trying to be negative and saying that, oh, you're gonna lose your money or a whole family's gonna fall apart and et cetera, et cetera. It doesn't have to be like that. It really depends on how that violation works. Okay. So this is simple images here. Right here on this first image here on the left, we have that Lu Chung, the violation, the road going right towards the door. Here on the right side, as many of you know, in feng shui we have what we call the dragon side and the tiger side, and the tiger side obviously on this side is being uh, violated. I'm not going to go much further into. I can go on forever about that, but this isn't about the dragon, tiger, tortoise, red phoenix, and so on and so forth. Um, yeah, in this one, we have this going straight through the residence, and in this one, going through the left side. So a dragon side being violated. So there's so many different meanings and so many different contexts, so many different theories behind it. Like you just go online and search. I'm sure there's many documents written about this. So basically, when you have that road coming from the front towards your home, it's it's essentially it's often it's not good. It's first off is like if you're trying to sell your home, obviously you're going to get some sort of a deduction in terms of points, in terms of how much you can sell the home, right? Because that road is coming straight at you, right? And obviously for especially for foreign buyers, like I'm in Canada, so foreign buyers, this is people from Asia, particularly Chinese, you're going to lose those buyers. Buyers are not going to buy these properties. If they do, they'll have to hire a feng shui consultant to take a look to see whether this if there's actually a remedy involved. Now, the other thing that is interesting with all these roads coming towards the home, you have to look at the traffic and the location too, right? The busier it is, obviously, the more problems you're going to get in this T junction, right? But you also have to see, is the road sloping down? Is it sloping up? So right here, I'm just gonna jump on a slide. So what if it's higher and it's lower, so it's sloping down? What does that mean, right? We have to also look at the direction as well. Some people say that you leak wealth when you're sloping downwards from the front side. You're also leaking wealth if you're sloping on the back side of the home too, right? So there's all these types of theories. You also have to use your compass to measure, like to look at which direction is it sloping down, and what direction is the road coming at you at? Like, what direction is this? Is this north? Is it south? Obviously, we use these directions to identify, let's say, the family. So let's say if it's kind of the road's coming towards the northwest, we're talking about the man of the home that's being affected. That comes from the Bagua. I'm not going to explain much about the Bagua here in this video as well. But yeah, this is just an example, right? So we can look at, let's say, the Qiangua, like I mentioned, the Northwest getting hit hard by that road could affect the man of the home. Obviously, it'll possibly affect his career. So this other stuff, like let's say, well, what if it's the north or south, and so on and so forth. So each trigram in the Bagua, there's certain meanings to it. So, for example, the north, we call it Kangua, right? So we all know that, yeah, that's water related. So water issues, water related, it could also, and from a health perspective, could affect the kidneys, right? So yeah, these are some of the examples that of things that can happen. Okay. Um, so what about like having the curved road? So I found in a book, it mentions what I just wrote here. You can just read word for word here. I'm not going to read word for word about this romantic attraction and so on and so forth. But like I mentioned, it also depends on the direction, the velocity, so the speed of the energy that's coming towards the home. Um, and is it a high rise or is it a low rise? Do you have trees or garden in front? That could probably minimize the impact of a T-junction, right? So if you have like a big yard in the front, you can do a lot of stuff. You can put remedies out there too, right? So it's not the end of the world if you have the road coming towards your home. It just means that you have to do extra work to prevent the negative energy from attacking your home, right? It's kind of bad when I'm talking about attacking the home and so on and so forth. But yeah, it's just stuff that you have to consider in terms of like thinking about how do I fix it. So if you bought a property that has the T junction, then you have to consider, okay, I have to how much you have to spend to fix it. Is it possible to fix it? And so on and so forth. So is it worth the trouble? If you feel that, oh, it's worth the trouble to hire someone, and you got to make sure you hire the right person too. You hire the wrong person, you fix this and you fix that, you think it's fixed. Next thing you know, there's stuff happening in the home, right? And there's could be health related issues or so on and so forth. Um, the other reason, there's another reason why I brought this um, topic up for discussion. I was supposed to talk about something else today, but one of my clients who studies this, it's also studied with me a bit. She sent this message to me, and she sent me these images. And this home right here, you see this road, it's coming, it's in the corner, and there's this Lu Chong. So there's basically the focus is on this left home, the one that I circled here. Let's focus on that one first. So the road's going towards that corner. And then if you see on this picture on the left side, so that's how it looks like on the ground. So what you see here, the reason why I got these images was you can see these yellow tape right here. Obviously, it does not look good. There's police all over the place right now. I think they're still investigating. It just happened yesterday. Anyhow, basically, there's a 14-year-old and a 14-year-old daughter and a 43-year-old mom. Both of them were they're just killed. It was a homicide incident. Is it related to the Lu Chong Possibly. I have not gone to the scene to do my measurements and looking at the home, looking at the year that it was built in. That matters too. There's a lot to evaluate as a feng shui master. Um, but just from seeing that, it's like this raises a red flag right away for a lot of you. Look at this, you go, oh, there's a problem. Obviously, there's a problem. But yeah, why did the homicide happen? That's something that we have to look further into, obviously, to take taking a compass reading there and then going for a walk and feeling the energy and so on and so forth. Um, so yeah, like this raises a red flag when you have something like that and living in that home, especially in that corner. Um, and I was just mentioning about the dragon and the tiger side. I bet some of you feng shui masters or practitioners spotted this. Yeah, look, like this house is facing this way, and look, there's nothing on the tiger side, nothing to support it, just some trees. And look at how big the dragon side is. So if you're facing outward and then your left side, look at how big this is. The woman is susceptible. So that's another thing that we can look at and say, oh, okay, possibilities of issues on the female side of things. This quick one right here, this home facing this other road, and that there's a transformer there. That's not good as well. I don't think you can see the power box. I'm not going to talk about this one. I have one last one to talk about. This one right here. There's a power box in front of a home and a tree in front of a home. So basically, you can see wood feeds the fire, and fire right in front of the door. I did not do a compass measurement of this, but it looks like there's a fire and possibly a water conflict. It looked like it was facing north, or it could be also northwest. But I have to double check. But anyways, getting to the point of this story is that you got wood feeding the fire, and then now it's pointing. So this is also a different. This is a different type of Lu Chong, but still, it's almost like a poison arrow that's attacking the door. So, you're basically enhancing the fire, enhancing the fire to attack the door. So in this case, also another murder scene happened here at this home. Okay. Is it related to the poison arrows? Possibly, but I'm just throwing it out there. The more research you do, the obviously the more answers you'll get. But this is just some of the stuff that I see when we have road piercing towards the home, and that's why I tell people you got to be careful when you buy these types of homes. But having said that, there's remedies. There's remedies that you can put here to deal with this power box or whatever you call it, the transformers. Yeah, obviously from 5 element theory, you would use the earth element to deal with the fire. But also we have to look at the direction, and there are ways to deal with this. So the other thing about like having a road towards property is it depends. So if it's a let's say a commercial or a business, I've seen businesses thrive. Like I've seen a road targeting towards a Japanese restaurant that serves sushi. It's crazy busy. People lining up. I was in Australia. I recall going to a Japanese restaurant, and there's people lining up for sushi, and I see this road firing right at that business. And sometimes these types of what we call Lu Chong, the poison arrow, can actually bring more wealth. So having a good feng shui practitioners that can spot the advantage of using if they have the ability to convert this negative energy into positive energy, it can actually bring wealth. So like I mentioned, it's not all negative, it can also be positive. And that's all I have for today. A little bit shorter, is a little bit brief about the road and stuff like that. But yeah, if you like this video, you can hit the like button and feel free to subscribe to my channel. I'll try to put up more videos next week. hopefully I'll return to topics on life and destiny or Chinese astrology. I'll figure out a topic, but if something comes up, also, yeah, if any of my students are watching, if a subject comes up and you're interested and you find that you want to evaluate specific topics, definitely fire out an email to me, and I'll try and cover those topics. But until then, yeah, talk to you guys soon, right?